Again, I wanted to thank you for doing this. You're such an inspiring person because of your disposition and there's just like an extra sensory awareness where things just work out. What would
Oh,
you
thank
say,
you.
what would you say in between either jobs that you needed or different kinds of commitments or projects? What were some of the challenges? Meaning, how did you overcome the certain challenge of finding that next opportunity? How do you manifest that?
I think you just stay persistent and know and have faith. Have faith that things do always work out. I mean, how many times have we gone through something and in the middle of it, we're like, this sucks, it's a struggle. And
Right.
then you get to the other side and you're like, oh, yeah, of course that was going to work out. And of course it worked out the way that it did in the time that it did. So I'm just generally like, have faith. Things do always work out.
Do you, apart from being concise, as you alluded to before, or actually stated outright, is there a manner of how you work with people professionally or communicate with people professionally, or is it really just natural?
For me, it's pretty natural, and I think some people who've been around me when I'm actually working for these tech companies will say that I have probably a different persona, a little bit more polished and professional. Um, so who knows, right? Because I'm in the middle of it. I don't know what it looks like from an outsider,
Right.
but I think always stay kind and listen a lot more and actively listen, not just be there, but like really
Right.
be present. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, through the years, I've done a lot of long form interviews with Hall of Fame screenwriters and artists and filmmakers and some
Yeah.
celebrities,
So cool.
and a lot of our alumni who, about their projects and their major credits. This particular series, not only because we're now on Instagram, and one of the main reasons I hesitated on social media was the Writers Boot Camp versus Jeff Gordon aspect, which I could have just added a few personal things and that's it. I
Yeah.
overthought it. But when Facebook took off about 15 years ago or so, we had 60,000 people in our database, and I felt odd about it, that it was compromising. What evolved
Hmm.
over the last year and a half was two things. It's so hard to keep in touch with people by email these days, as we
Yeah.
talked about earlier in a way. And then I was seeing the changes in the industry and new formats. So there was a minute where, maybe a couple months actually, where I was like, what should I call this new series of interviews? Market call. But then I thought that was too bland and generic. But we used to use this phrase creative currency for
I like it.
scholarship money. Like if we
Mm.
provided, instead of calling it a discount, we would call it, oh, and we'll provide your organization some creative currency for
Yeah.
your staff or for somebody you want to support. And then I had this idea for a bank called Creative Currency where it was designed to help artists achieve their
Fun thing.
goals, and the
I love that.
financing would be worked differently. Then
Hmm.
also running a business that's a service business, that's like creative currency, like an approach to how you manage finances. And then finally I was like, oh, I need a better name than market call. And I was like, oh, I'll use.
Creative
Oh,
currency.
well, also your script is currency. You know.
Well, and you can do a lot. One, I like alliteration, and two, you can do a lot with currency. You trade it. It can compound. It can sit. You can sell it. You can do nothing with it. You can rip it up. So it's very malleable, and
Right.
it sounds like an asset.
At least it sounds like it.
At least it sounds like it.
So when I said I've got this new series called Creative Currency, what came to mind for you?
Well, one, I like the name because I like alliteration. But I actually thought of it as like, okay, we're sharing ideas that we can take it or leave it. You can trade it. You can park, like I said,
Right.
you can park it. You can do nothing with it. It can compound over time. Maybe it'll come back to you at another time. So I actually really like
Right.
the name, Jeff. Creative
Yeah,
currency is
I
cool.
appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much. And then what other,
And I haven't really heard it, I think, outside of this.
right.
Maybe. I don't know. I
No,
can't
no,
think of anything at
we're
the top
under
of
the
my head.
banner. I mean, I've got this other talk called Creative Calendar that I use we do every January about planning your year. And your creative calendar is how your life works and how your hours are organized and how that
Translates into days and
fits
months and
into like
years.
stages of achievement
Hmm.
in the development process when you're writing a pilot or a feature or a book, and how much
Yeah.
time that takes and how many rewrite stages. That those are really the stages of achievement. I used to say stages of closure, but then I thought, oh, then people think they're done.
They're done.
so,
Exactly.
I think what we may have missed was, are there any tools you're using or that you see Kidam using or in the production of your show when you do it? Are there any AI tools or other kinds of platforms or digital
Yeah.
access that you recommend to people? Or,
Yeah. I'll speak for the two different ones. For tech companies, I really love Granola AI. It's kind of recording in the background, everything, all of your meetings, even live meetings, and then it will summarize and synthesize that. It's directly fed to Claude AI for me, and then with specific projects, I can summarize everything
is
and
it
synthesize
accurate?
everything.
Is
It's
it
pretty accurate.
accurate?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty accurate.
Because
So
I
I
find
like
even
that.
on Zoom, the summaries on Zoom aren't quite, they're missing segues and nuance and sometimes context.
Granola AI.
Granola.
You'll see it all over San Francisco. But for me personally, when I'm prepping for a show, I just use a good old fashioned record on my phone. So I can hear myself, hear the pace, the tone, and
Hmm.
try different variations. And I don't even know if I necessarily go back and be like, okay, I really like this, but just to know the different ways in which I can say something
Right.
and in the different like speeds and tones of everything. That
There was
is
this classic
pretty much all
short.
I do.
There was this classic short film, and I don't know if the title was the line that the woman was prepping for the audition, but
Yeah,
it's all about. It's like a 3 minute film prepping for the audition and all the different ways that you can, with your inflection, speak that line.
exactly. Yeah, and you'll hear when you're doing that kind of work, the director will ask you, can you say it in this other way? Can you make it more casual? Can you turn it up here or you know add an inflection on this word and not that word? So it kind of helps to just do that ahead of time.
By the way, have you seen? You're not on social media much, but have you seen
No.
that trend where it's mostly with female actresses where they combine some of the highlights of their self tapes and then
Oh.
they label what happened with that one, and it
Hmm.
might be callback or it might be never heard back
Right.
or
Right.
booked, and because
But here's the thing with those things, you can think that you did your best and you probably did do your best. And it's just not what they're looking for on the other side. And that's all
right,
it comes down to. It's nothing personal. And it is actually
that's
entirely personal because they're not looking for your type of hair or,
right.
your skin tone or whatever it
Right.
is.
It's individual, but it's not personal.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Thank you. That's perfect.
No, no, no.
Perfect way to
And
describe it.
any other advice to artists and people to be more fully realized, like Rosey Alvero?
Trust yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to all the talking heads. Trust yourself. You've got
Right.
all of the information you need. And if you're lost, take a pause, take a walk, move through it. It will come to you. Have faith, trust yourself. That's it.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing today and for being here. I'm sure we'll see each other soon if you're in Venice.
I'm sure we'll run into each other. And if not, we'll find each other at some cool party like we always do, which is usually your party.
Right. Yeah.
You
Well,
always threw the best parties.
keep that on the DL. No, no, no.
All right.
But thanks,
Okay.
Rosie. Have a great day. We'll
Thank
talk soon.
you. You
Thanks,
too. Bye.
thanks everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.